coming to you. And please don't forget to subscribe or give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Yeah, welcome again to KJ TV. And our topic today is to analyze how Ruto won the 2022 election, which he cannot duplicate in 2027. It was against the backdrop, they say, the incumbent president was supporting Raila Odinga, but he fought and won. And it became a surprise to many how Raila rules when he had all the government and everything together. So these gentlemen are going to decipher this and tell us exactly. And I will start with Abel Mokua. Why did Ruto win the 2022 election?
Now, thank you so much for this chance. What I can say is this. William Ruto won the first method that William Ruto used to win the 2022 general election. It is by going to the Mount Kenya region and branding himself in the right way to the people of Mount Kenya. That's the first thing that he did. Raila Amolo Odinga knew Raila Amolo Odinga knew he could win an election also through the Mount Kenya region by that time because of their unity and numbers. But William Ruto branded himself better than Raila Amolo Odinga. That's the first thing that he used. Number two, in the campaigns of Raila Amolo Odinga and the Azimio team, they made so many mistakes that made William Ruto to easily get votes from their own backyards. I want to give an example of the coastal region. You find Raila Amolo Odinga has gone to Kisumu to campaign, and the entire fraternity of the entire group of the ODM party, the campaign team, it is also in Kisumu campaigning. At that time, you find Gachagua is in central Kenya, rotating between Kiambu, Murang'a, Nyeri, and other parts, not leaving the central Kenya region, always maintaining there. Then at the coastal region, William Ruto has put his foot soldiers, moving from constituency to another, trying to intrude within the coastal region and get some votes. When eventually the results came out, from the coastal region, you realize that William Ruto was having about 40+%, better than Uhuru Kenyatta back in 2017. When you realize that Luo Nyanza had a presidential candidate that they were supposed to win with an election because they had the backing of the government, they did not come out to vote. 700,000 of them were at home. And William Ruto won by 250,000. Simply, when you look at the entire scenario, it is that there were so many mistakes that gave William Ruto room to win. And when you look at this thing entirely, William Ruto really worked hard. He campaigned for 4 years, and during the campaigns, he was moving like a bulldozer from one county to another, 3 counties in a day, sometimes even 4. That clearly shows that he put more efforts to win an election. So when it comes to 2027, there is no magic, just sealing the loopholes within the campaigns and then working more harder than William Ruto. As simple as that.
Okay. Chui, what do you have to say about why did Ruto
No, I will agree with what Abel is saying, but I'll also take a different take. I think it reminds me like, I think in 2016 or 2017, during the US election, when Hillary was running against now Donald Trump. I think Hillary campaigns became so comfortable. They felt like they were entitled that this was theirs to win. On the other side, Donald Trump and the Republicans were really doing a good job of groundwork. Okay, getting out the vote, focusing on areas where they knew they would get votes, and eventually all the people who came to vote for them came out. Now the same scenario happened back when this Ruto won. I think when Raila was running with the support of Uhuru, I think the establishment became so comfortable. They thought that this was theirs to take, so they did not do the hard work. While Ruto was on ground running, strategizing, doing a good job, knowing where the votes are. He has his foot soldiers going everywhere. He did a very good campaign. And then at the end of it, when the elections came, his people showed up. Raila's people did not show up. Like Kamala said, there was a lot of people who did not vote. Had they voted, it would have been different. So I think it's planning. And then now, come to 27, this coming election, I'm seeing the same scenario unfolding if we're not careful.
Good. Ben? Why did Ruto win? Do you agree with the points, or you have a different?
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that were done by opposition. A lot of them. A lot of mistakes. Number one, um, the agents. The agents were not paid. And the people from inside ODM, they were fighting Raila himself. So they could come here and the other side to net. And the money which were given, they were not spent well. So this organization was there in the camp of opposition. They were lying to Raila, most of them. That's number one. That was a big mistake. That which was done to give a leeway to Uhuru, Ruto, to win. Another one is they were more comfortable, so that Uhuru was the president and he was backing the opposition. That was a big factor for them to sleep and eat, knowing that they are being given a seat, but waiting for the time to be given a key to the office. That was a terrible mistake. Number three, why Ruto won is he came with the bottom up, and he came with the Bible, went to all the churches, and they convinced the people that he's the one being a savior. As much Uhuru was saying this guy is going to con you, he came with the Bible, convincing them, no, this guy is a drunkard, he doesn't know, let him go home. So that was also another factor. But is he going to win now? Can I say a point, or I wait until next second round?
Yeah, you wait second round.
Thank you.
Now, as much as you are saying, why have you forgotten also that Ruto, before running his own presidential candidate, he had the experience of 5 presidential. He had fully inside 5 presidential campaigns. The first one was 2002, when he was campaigning for Uhuru Kenyatta, when he lost to Kibaki. Then, subsequently, you see, he has campaigned all of this way coming, then he campaigned for Uhuru, 2007. Remember 2007 when he was campaigning for Raila? That is the disputed election when they lost. Actually, when Raila really won election and they just got from him. And then he ran 3 campaigns for Uhuru Kenyatta again. His re-election, and after the election was thrown away. He had come with a lot of experience. And let us agree. Ruto has a magic touch. He has ability to remember. He knows Kenya at his fingertips. Go even to his office. He will tell you even you are home. He knows even you are home. That is, see the capability he has. And Raila, you see the reason why he had to go against everybody and choose Rigathi Gachagua as his VP. He knew very well that he used Gachagua as an attack dog to get the Mount Kenya vote. You remember even the members of parliament never wanted Gachagua to be the running mate, but he single-handedly chose him, and he delivered the vote. So, as you say now, why is he not able to replicate that in 2027? What are the what can we say, obstacles for him not to replicate what he did in 2022?
I think you have said a very good point about Ruto is a student of the past. He was there from 2002.
Yeah?
I think you've said that Ruto was there from 2002, and I'll say he's a student of the past. And I think he, based on what I'm saying, he might replicate the same thing in this coming election. And I'll say, one, here's the reason why. Kenyan politics is really geared about this handout mentality. A good manifesto without a handout strategy will not take you anywhere. And Ruto has learned that very well. And I will say this again, and I keep saying this. As long as the average mwananchi still struggles, the idea of handouts is going to be king come even the election day. And Ruto understands that very well. Yeah. He understands what the common mwananchi needs in terms of first of all, food to the mouth, the instant food that you need right away. And he's still going to use that strategy. Unfortunately, Kenya hasn't moved from that at all. And that's what is going to be a key element, which means that money will be a big factor. If you have a big pocket, that will be a big factor. If we are lucky, and the mindset of maybe now these Gen Zs and people are now thinking about issue-based politics and truly go by that based on what the economy is right now, and they're feeling it. And hopefully that translates into voting for somebody based on issues and not based on what you get. Then that might change the dynamics a little bit. But at this point, it's a little hard for me to see that happening when the average Kenyan NG is still struggling, and the idea of handouts, which is a pandemic in our economic system, is still very relevant. And unless that changes, we still have a problem in terms of how
has the upper hand.
Correct.
Yeah. Can I say?
Yes.
I think I categorize the president into the three categories. Number one, he's a very shrewd president. Number two, he's a guy who is bold. He will never cave. Normally, he's very staunch. I mean, he's a cunning guy. I mean, he's a guy who doesn't even care even if things are very hard. So why he will not win is because the things that he promised the Kenyans, he has not delivered. That's why he will not win. Number two, he has created more enemies through his mistakes. He has created more enemies. He has hurt the youths terribly that he counted on. Number four, the church that gave him support, he has let them down. People are like, So, due to that, he will have a hard task to win. Now, Junet and others who are massaging him because they helped him, it will not make a big difference. He has capital, but Kenyans now, they don't want about money. They are saying we want somebody who can change the country. We are willing to serve. That's a very, very, very strategic statement.
Abel.
There's a point that Ben just said somewhere that they did not pay the agents. If there's a way elections in Kenya are rigged, it is through the agents. Once you don't treat your agents well, and then they get compromised, pale kwa ground at the polling stations, then that's the end of you. Because the agents are the ones who decide what is going to be written at that form. That form 34A, the one from the polling station. If they allow wrong results to be written, then you are finished. So that is one of the biggest mistakes that the Azimio team made. When it comes to 2027, William Ruto created some leaders from the Mount Kenya region, basically to bring down Uhuru Kenyatta, because they knew what Uhuru Kenyatta could be capable of. One of them was Rigathi Gachagua, an orator, until he was given a name, grassroots mobilizer. And that's exactly what he used to do. This gentleman always waited for Uhuru Kenyatta to say something. He counters it seriously and ruthlessly. The other person is Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro was also very keen to ensure that he has branded Uhuru Kenyatta to look like he's the person who was the major problem for this country. They were able to outshine Uhuru Kenyatta in telling the people of Mount Kenya, William Ruto is not a good person. They had so many soldiers who were campaigning for them, like from the coastal region, there was Muhammad Ali. Mohamed Ali is one guy who won as the first time he went for the MP seat. He won as an independent one after being denied the ODM ticket. In 2022, he went with UDA against all odds because in the Mombasa region, it was all about the ODM party. Now, when you look at this team that William Ruto created to help him in the campaigns, they have all left him. Nobody's there now to come to the ground and do it the way they used to do. He's now banking on the orators from Luo Nyanza. In the Mount Kenya region right now, nobody there can be able to comfortably hold a rally and campaign for William Ruto without the police machinery, vizuri kuwekwa, meaning that the ground is very hostile. So losing the soldiers from Mount Kenya and losing the Mount Kenya region, first of all, it cannot enable William Ruto to comfortably win an election in 2027. Unless a miracle happens, these people turn around and start supporting him. Now, when you look at the issue to do with the numbers, if the Western Kenya is taken by Edwin Sifuna, and then the Luo Nyanza is broken, where is William Ruto going to get the numbers from? Nowhere. He's lost. So in a nutshell, the chances of William Ruto winning in 2027, it's first through miracles. Second, it's by Mount Kenya deciding now that these people are against Ruto, let us be in support of them, of him, I mean. That's how he can win. But when it comes to the normal way of doing the politics of this country, the opposition just needs to ensure that they don't allow any loophole for William Ruto to enter.
Okay. Now, I want you to listen to this clip of Ruto on the taxes at one
Na
time.
mimi nataka niwaambie hivi, serikali ya Kenya hakuna hata tax moja tumeongeza.
Volume.
Na hakuna hata tax itaongezwa. Mtaona katika budget yetu ya mwezi wa sita tutakuwa tunapunguza taxes.
But would you agree that the taxes came down? That's what Ruto was telling that atakuwa akipunguza taxes. Lakini the taxes have been going up, but he's done with it. He knows that he has to speak the language when they want to hear. Kenyans have a very short memory. He's a shrewd campaigner, but if you go with gentlemanship, it looks like the electorate they want to be lied to first before you start ruling. What do you think?
No, this time around, I think they will be like that, wanting money to milk. Because of what everybody's hurting, my friend. Everybody, including the women, the small business, the children, everybody is saying Ruto, not here. Actually, he has gone some places I can even witness. When he says, they say one term. He says, okay, wait, I'm done, then you can say that. So, Dr. He has not delivered. That's a fact.
But let us be practical. We saw the church. There was that spirit after the Gen Z movement, riots. Even the church could return money to Ruto. I'm going to do that. Have you seen that spirit has gone down? Abel, have you seen that spirit people used to have has gone down?
As much as people returned money to William Ruto, he has also stopped taking there now. But we can also admit that he has specific people, church, like, let me talk about this issue of church.
Mm.
When William Ruto realized that the Catholics and this Anglican church has left him, he created a certain church that was broken. There's a denomination was called AIPCA. Basically to create a platform for him to get to Mount Kenya. And then he maintained some specific friends, like now, Pastor Mwai, or maybe Reverend Mwai, I don't know his specific name. And another one from Nyeri, where he went for a church service recently. Those are people he'll be trying to get with to the region of Mount Kenya. But let me tell you one weapon that William Ruto has, which is going to be a problem for him. Do you know how he stopped talking about Singapore? It is through Rigathi Gachagua, who came out and told people of Mount Kenya that when he says Singapore, you laugh. And literally, that's how William Ruto was brought down, and he stopped talking about Singapore. I don't know whether you've heard him talk about it of late. Now, William Ruto needs one simple thing: an orator against him. And the opposition should not fear, because that orator is there. A man who knows that William Ruto akitoa mguu hapa, you put yours there. And that is Rigathi Gachagua. Recently, William Ruto went to northern part of Kenya. When Gachagua noticed that William Ruto is going there, he held a press conference. He mentioned some things that are very key to the people of northern part of Kenya. So when William Ruto went there, he could not even sell any good idea for the people of northern Kenya to buy, so that at least his journey to northern Kenya was complete. Because every speech that he made was about Rigathi Gachagua and countering what he was saying. So they finished the entire journey just saying, "Huyu jamani muongo." This guy was lying.
Okay.
Yes, you remember that point?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was only talking about Gachagua, responding to what Gachagua was saying.
Yes, people saying huyu mtu ni muongo, anadanganya. But the crowd was quiet because they know Gachagua was saying the reality. Because right now, as we speak in northern Kenya, people are suffering, and that is the reality now. Okay. So in a nutshell, I just want to conclude by telling you that William Ruto's strength, like you've played a clip there, where he's giving people hope. It just requires someone else to come and say, this guy amedanganya. And that is what Raila Amolo Odinga lacked. That's what Uhuru Kenyatta could not say. And now there's someone who can say it. So they
have the asset.
The asset is there. Rigathi Gachagua is the
Dewey, what is your take on that?
No, I think I agree with that. So basically, Gachagua is playing the same role he was playing during the last election. You know, where the idea now is to make Ruto look the same way he made Uhuru look, and it's working. It's working in a way. But again, I'm still cautious, being too overconfident in terms of what some of us are thinking here. There's still a lot of work to be done ahead, and that's having a way to find this opposition to be really united and not splintered. That's my worry and my concern at this point. Sifuna is good, is coming on okay, and the movement, we'll see in the next few months how that works out. But at the end of the day, there has to be one simple movement that will counter the incumbent come 2027.
Another point, Daktari, why we will not win. The technology now is much better than it was 5 years ago. The youths are very on top of everything. They know every constitution, every line of law, that what it says and what their rights are. This is a very powerful tool that the youths have, the internet and the technology. They said now they can even be able to count every vote. So that's an advantage that Ruto will not be able to win in the next election.
That is what we were lied to, that they have already technology. So the election was second. They were there and they won. But the question I wanted to ask is about even in this Mount Kenya we are talking about. They boast about the tyranny of numbers, but I still think that their turnout in 2027 will be low, because you know the people of Mount Kenya had been scripted for a long time. They had this fear of Raila. There was Raila phobia. They would go to vote because they were told they needed to vote to make sure Raila does not win. Now that Raila is not on the ballot, they don't have an enemy they are going to fight. So their turnout is likely also to come down. And that is what Ruto will be banking on, that they will not be coming, even if they are, those who will come to vote, they will be less. They are not motivated. Do you agree with the statement? They are not motivated at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. You know, let me tell you, if there's a group that knows in the country right now or maybe a group that is much more civilized when it comes to our political terrain, or maybe leadership of this country. It's the people of Mount Kenya. These people, they have been able to produce a number of presidents, and it's not purely because they have numbers. It's because they're very serious when it comes to the issue of elections. They know what it means to have a good leader and a bad leader. I don't want to talk about the presidency. Let me talk about the local leaders that they have. Right now, their leaders are struggling to deliver. Struggling, I mean, they are competing to deliver. Let me use the word competing to deliver. And you can see they are very serious when it comes to voting out and voting in new leaders. And the best governor comes from there. Among the best members of parliament, they come from that region. Meaning when it comes to elections, they are very serious. That's one. Number two, issue of Raila being the reason as to why they were turning out to come and vote. That is not the case. Those people have their interest, and they believed that whoever was against Raila Amolo Odinga could be the best person to take care of their interests. So they don't necessarily go to the ballot for the sake of voting against the other, but basically for their interest. So I don't think that William Ruto has served their interests as such. So in 2027, I expect the turnout there in Mount Kenya to be more than even in 2017.
Joey, what's your take on that?
I think I mean, I tend to hold the same thought that you had about people showing up on this 2007. There's a point that that Abel raised earlier about the dynamics of like Western votes, the dynamic of lower votes, and then now if you add the dynamic of the Kamba votes, from Kalonzo, and if truly this Mount Kenya folks also show up, I think that will be a big show. But at this point, I would say it looks like we have the Mount Kenya. It looks like we there's going to be a split in the Western votes, namely Luyaland, based on Sifuna and Natembea. We see. I think it's going to be split based on how Matiang'i places, if you will, and then Northern Kenya. Even there's a little bit of a split, but I'm thinking that it's mostly going to go to opposition. So the key piece will be Mount Kenya in this sense. But again, I would say that unless, like I said before, unless there's an intentional focus on creating a very, very united front, even what we are thinking about, some areas like Mount Kenya being a sure bet might not materialize. So, but again, there's more months to come, and I think things might change. There's a lot of realignment yet to happen. So, but we are seeing some glimpses of what you think might pan out. We'll see.
So, like that, Mount Kenya this time around, all it has been, even the time of colonialism, these are the people who want business. They mean business. Actually, why they went to Ruto is because they thought that Uhuru had messed their business. So they thought that Ruto can be able to salvage their business. They made that the mistake that they did. So this is not about any individual this time around. It is about their own affairs. Remember the youth, they went on the street. Why? It's because they were hurting. They didn't have jobs. So this is not against a tribe or an individual. This will be like now if the elections are tomorrow, they want somebody who can be able to change. It's about change. But like that, we should not say that opposition should sit back and relax. No. They should work hard, registrations of votes, to encourage and teach people and educate them how to vote. Then they will win.
But well, that is good. You said that. But as one of you said, money is a big factor in the Kenyan election. Given that in Kenya, you have to have a lot of money. people don't even fundraise for you like in the United States, whereby you spend the money, people who are voting for you again, they contribute that money for you. So you have to have really huge resources, even not giving you voters, but organizing for campaigns to be everywhere, transportation, everywhere. Now, he's having the coffers, is the president, and he knows how to use the money of the country for his own end. Now, here is a leading opposition, which seems not to have money. Don't you think because of that upper hand, see, Ruto is a strong candidate now that he's the incumbent president? What would that, because he has the resources to spend NRE as he wants for his re-election?
Dr. if I can chip in before Mukua comes in, he has all the powers and tools of the government. That's true. You see, he has come about to the thing of Nyota. Nyota is going down now. Even if he comes to, remember, he mentioned about going to Singapore, died. Nyota is dying. Even if you have all the tools of the government and the power, but if you don't have an agenda and the people, they have refused and rejected you, it will be a very high task.
Okay. Chewy, you have a comment on that? Mokua?
Yes, I have a, mine is to say that in any race, it's usually very tough to beat an incumbent unless you have a very, unless the incumbent really messes up in terms of their promises and what they have delivered so far. But the opposition has to come up with convincing ideas that are beyond what the incumbent can offer, based on the delivery and the promises. So I think we still have a long task ahead, but we have to coalesce together as one opposition to be able to truly do a formidable race with the incumbent at this point.
Okay. Yeah, Aben Mokua, we are winding up. Yeah. You have one comment? Huh? You are muted.
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay.
I want to differ with the President Chui a little bit. The agenda is just it is just happened, Mr. President. Remember, the healthcare is collapsing. Education is not there. The roads, they are dying. So all of these things he has just promised to do, he has not done it. People don't have food.
Well, gentlemen, thanks for your time and for your analysis. Let's wait and see what happens. Hope to see you next time again. It was nice having you in the